Good morning. Just to add, we are currently transitioning already. We have just wrapped up Salaknib Part 1, which is an army-to-army exercise. So we are rolling over the same units that are involved for the army side will also be participating in Balikatan. So Salaknib began last March 25, and we undertook staff planning exercises with our counterparts, the 25th Infantry Division, and we've also been conducting subject matter exchange activities. These are foundational military training for Army forces across the warfighting functions, maneuver, fire sustainability, protection, and command and control. When we transition already to the opening ceremony of Balikatan, we are going to be conducting joint exercises. So yung previous, it's an army-to-army exercise, and when we shift to Balikatan, it's going to be a joint and combined operations. All of the details were already discussed by Lieutenant Colonel Salgado, and the additional lang dyan is that although many of the events that you've seen here are open to the media, we also have other exercises apart from that. We also have command and control exercises that are being conducted between our two countries. However, these are classified exercises that media is not allowed to visit. Okay. At this point, are there any questions between me and Colonel Krugman? Yes?
So just for background purposes, number of participants for this year's articulation, and then I remember U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth mentioned that the Nemesis anti-ship missile system will be participating in this year's Balikatan. Which part of the exercise will it be featured, and
Yeah.
what are maybe the new features that this Balikatan exercises will have that the previous iterations didn't have? In
Okay,
terms of our goal, of course.
okay.
Thank you.
The strength, we are looking at more or less 14,000 participants on both sides. We have an increase in the number of participants with the Australian Defence Force, the ADF. I think there are around 200, am I right, Doug? 200 participants from the ADF. We are going to have active observers coming from the JSDF, the Japanese Defense Force. And what was also not mentioned is that we now have, I forgot the number, pero nadagdagan yung mga international observers program namin. We have additional countries like the Czech Republic, like hindi ko hawak the Czech Republic, Poland, and I think nakahabol yung Colombia. I think, so those are the number of participants. I'm sorry. Ako ba yan? No? Alright. The Nemesis, I will confirm that it's already in country. I will not say where, but it is going to participate. It's going to be part of the exercises. And that's it. Okay. The other capabilities that will be brought in, instead of talking about the capabilities, you see the events, So the new events that we have is the integrated air and missile defense. So that's a new event, and we are going to be utilizing our air defense capabilities together with the United States. So that's the new event that we have. Okay. I hope that answers your questions. Okay. Our numbers are around 5,000 so that means that the US is 11? 9,000 more or less, okay. You see, when we are moving towards execution, dun pa lang natin malalaman yung exact number. Right now, those are just estimates. Okay, it happened also last year, we had the estimates, but when they started arriving, the numbers are more concrete. Okay. So at this point in time, that's our running total.
So, I'd like to inform everyone. Yung other details for particular sa activities will be included in your info kit Monday.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're not complete. Yeah, just enough for my memory to recall.
Ma'am.
Any other questions?
Regarding naman po dun sa observers, like how many po and specifically how many sa Japan?
Yeah, that's just it. I don't have the
Estimate.
numbers right now, pero makukuha natin yung mga numbers by Monday.
By Monday po, it will be included in your info kit.
So just to clarify yung sa Nemesis, so can we cover that event na meron nung sa US na Nemesis na
I'm
yun?
sorry?
Can we cover any event na nandun yung Nemesis po?
I guess yes, because I saw one of the locations. They were
Which
there.
one? Saan po?
They were there. It's there.
Where?
Huh?
Where?
You will know.
Cagayan?
Yeah, you will know. You will see it.
Hindi pwedeng sabihin ngayon?
Hindi po.
For over planning.
Yeah, I'd love to say it. I'd love to say it. Pero next time na lang. Yeah, because I saw it in one of the locations. It's there. All right.
Yes, sir. Next question.
Hi, sir. Sorry, I don't have a voice. Has President Marcos signified that he's interested to observe any of the exercises? And if
Yes,
so,
we briefed President Marcos 2 weeks ago. Yes, and he has given us the green light for the entire exercise, all of the events. And yes, he is very interested in watching one of the events.
which event is that?
It's going to be the air and integrated air and missile defense exercise.
All right.
But he will not be in your location.
Aw.
Yeah, he will not be in your location. He will be in a secured and classified location that I cannot reveal.
Next question.
One more for me. Some of the locations of the Balikatan exercises are facing the West Philippine Sea and facing Taiwan. Any concerns
Yes, it
about
appears-
any
Yes, it
intense
appears-
reactions from China as they usually do?
Yeah, it appears as though, once again, our locations are to the west and to the north of the Philippines, as it has always been in previous years. And I've always been asked that question, whether China has any adverse reaction. And of course, I will always say the same thing. When we plan out our exercises, we are agnostic to whatever reactions other countries may have with the exercise. But as I've always said, in all the previous exercises, every country, big or small, has the absolute and inalienable right to defend itself. That means that we also have a right to train for that defense, and with the partners, our treaty allies. So what we are just doing is in consonance with our mutual defense treaty. Thank you.
Thank you,
Next
sir.
question from Sir Victor Reyes.
And since I've already answered that question, that answers all iterations or all forms of that question in whatever it may take. You're good with wordplay, I can do the same. Yeah.
Sir, si Nemesis ba, sir? Will it be featured in a live fire or Synkex?
I will just say that it will take part in one of our exercises. That's all I can say.
Live fire, sir, no?
In one of our exercises. That's all I can say. Thank you.
Sir, can
Next question from Ms. Maricar
Hi,
Cinco.
sir. Good morning. From Kyoto News po. Sir, sorry. Sir, yung Nemesis po, after the Balikatan, is the US planning to keep it here in the Philippines after the Balikatan exercise?
I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble with my hearing.
I'm
I have
sorry.
some microphone issues. Could you repeat the
Yeah,
first part of
sorry.
the question?
After the exercise, are there plans to keep the Nemesis here in the Philippines?
As General Hiko highlighted at the beginning, and on occasion, we executed a series of exercises with the same forces. He mentioned Salacanib. Earlier, you heard the Philippine Navy talk about Marex and Mindanao, and you heard the Philippine Air Force talk about Cope Thunder. If there's another exercise going in the Philippines shortly after Balikatan and that equipment is appropriate and requested for it by the AFP, we would certainly look to participate in that exercise as well, but it is here for exercise purposes.
Thank you so much. Sir, just a follow-up about the Typhoon, just to clarify, was it used in the Salaknib and is it going to be used for Balikatan as well?
Same with the MRC.
MRC.
Yeah, same with the MRC. It was also used in the previous exercise, and it will be used for this exercise as well.
So
Thank you.
as of this time, there are no plans when the both capabilities will be taken out of the Philippines. for the exercise?
No, I am not privy to any movement of those items.
Thank you. Thanks.
Next question. From Sir Jim Gomez, from AP.
Hi, General. Colonel, good morning. Sir, one of the concerns globally on the Trump administration was the possibility that security activities, engagements like this would be scaled back, no? Because they're expensive and costly. So, can you tell us how will these upcoming Balikatan exercises relate to those concerns in terms of disproving or... And then my number 2 question is, can both of you define what is a full battle test and how is this Balikatan different from the previous Balikatan exercises? Thank you.
To answer the first question, as you can see, there is no scale back. Okay, whether there is a reduction in the number of people, that is immaterial. Ano? What we are looking at is a more purposive exercise. And also that will also lead me to answer your next question. Okay, when we're talking about the full battle test, we are now treating exercises as rehearsals. See, so we are implementing a plan that has been planned out in the previous Balikatan, and that is what we're going to execute for this time. Now, in the past, we have a separation of what is planning exercise and what is a field training exercise. Now we're doing it together. Thank you.
Colonel Krugman, sir.
To follow on that explanation, in the past, the field training exercise occurred with tactical units, great valuable training in the field, and the command post exercise occurred with the higher headquarters, and they were essentially conducted as 2 separate events. In the case of the full battle test, we are integrating those events, so the command post exercise is actually providing command and control, and the CJATO, the field training events you see, are actually integrated to a scenario alongside a large number of virtual forces in the simulation. And those 2 elements merged together, combined, provide us that full battle test for both of our Joint Task Force headquarters staffs.
Is the full battle test, it's like a war plan being tested?
Yeah, it's a defense plan being tested. Okay.
Thank you.
Next question.
Be sure that's correct. Huh? It's a defense plan being tested. All right. All right. Can I see you writing it down? It's a defense plan being tested.
Thank you,
Right?
sir.
Thank you.
Next question, sir.
Another question from Kyoto.
Sir, very quickly lang, sir. Is an evacuation of people from from Taiwan going to be part of the Balikatan exercise?
I cannot confirm that. It is a part of the planning exercise, so it is likely not going to be kinetic. It's not likely going to be a part of the field training exercise. Okay.
I think we can safely say, with the exception of the multilateral maritime engagement, the entire exercise is occurring within the sovereign territory of the Philippines.
Okay.
Next question.
Yes, ma'am.
From
South China Morning Post.
Just one question. Are the American forces bringing in a second Typhoon missile? And if you are you leaving it here again for future exercises?
I honestly don't know about that, about the second Typhoon missile. Doug, have you heard?
I would have to defer to the Salakanib forces to see what they have there. As those exercises transition from Salakanib to Balikatan in a few days, I gain greater awareness of that activities. But again, our forces are in the Philippines at the invitation of the armed forces, of President Marcos and the people of the Philippines to conduct exercises.
Well, as the exercise director of Salaknib, I have not tracked any movement of any additional Typhoon missile. Thank you.
Yes, sir, to give clarity on that one, sir, can we clarify if when we say it's a platform rather than the type of missile itself? Typhoon, I think, is more of the missile system.
Yeah, actually, we
and the
don't.
platform is the mid-range capability that was already been placed here in the Philippines.
Yeah, actually, we don't
For,
use the
to
word
bit more
Typhoon.
context lang, sir.
We do not use kami. We don't use the word Typhoon. We use the word MRC. Okay, mid-range capability
Yes, sir. That I think that would
Yeah.
clarify matters with everybody because the missile system is what we have here is the MRCs or the mid-range capability as a platform for different type of missile systems that can be incorporated. So para may correct lang po natin yung mga report, it's not about Typhoon missiles being deployed. Thank you.
Next question, ma'am.
Hi, sir. Buena
Hello.
Bernal, CNA Channel News Asia. Filipinos are already known as jungle warriors, but during Hexath's visit, they said there will be an elite force landing exercise training in Batanes. Is it part of Balikatan?
Yes,
And
it's part of the Maritime Key Terrain Security Operations.
What benefit will the Philippine, known as jungle warriors, get from learning the U.S. IABO concept?
Yes, because when we train with other treaty allies, we get to interface with their doctrines, with their techniques, tactics, and procedures, and also familiarization with their operational concepts. So when you talk about jungle warfare, that's tactical. What we're actually exercising here is the operational level of war, wherein you are doing it with different components. So in order for you to execute an air mobile operation, you do not only utilize ground components but also air and maritime components as well. So this is actually very useful for us to elevate us or to cross-train us at the operational level and also at the combined level.
Are we saying we're part of their island chain strategy?
Please use the mic.
Are we saying we're part of their island chain strategy that we're in support forces
Depends
for that?
on from which perspective you're looking at it. When you say the Philippines, it is part of our national defense strategy. You could look at it also from the regional perspective. Pero para sa amin, what we are looking at this is we are considering only our Philippine perspective, which is this is part of our island defense. Okay, it could be argued that maybe from the regional level, this serves a broader strategic purpose, and that in that way you might also be correct. Which means that Balikatan is not only all about training, but it serves broader security concerns. Not only do we train for interoperability and also for combat readiness, but we're also doing it with other treaty allies. That means we're also enhancing and strengthening our alliances. And then not only our alliances, but we're also engaging with our other non-traditional security partners. Yung mga traditional security partners are within the region. Now we're looking at involvement with the Czech Republic, with Poland, with the United Kingdom, with France. So it's evolving from something that is just national to regional, and now it's becoming global. Okay, and it also puts us in locations where bilateral presence is needed. That's why we're doing these exercises in these locations. And these are not random locations. These are purposive locations. Why we're doing it in Lalo, why we are doing it in Itbayat and Batanes, why we are doing this in Palawan and further west of the Philippine waters. Okay, and the overall intent here is that the exercises by themselves, they can also help in resisting influence operations from other nations. Okay, thank you very much.
Next question from Sir Victor Reyes.
Sir, sir, can you tell us about the major assets from the AFP and US that will be taking part in the exercise? Of course, excluding the
Yeah,
MRs.
well, we are utilizing all of our newly acquired assets from AP modernization. As you've seen, we are utilizing our FA-50s. We are utilizing our newly acquired artillery 105 or 155s, our frigates, our LDs. You see, from all across the major service components. This is also the reason why we do these joint exercises, to make sure that all of these do not only work as single service operations, but they also work together as part of a joint force.
Sir, how about on the US side, sir?
And then also in the US side, Doug?
We've already mentioned today the U.S. Air Force has F-16s alongside Marine Corps F-18 fighters participating in Cope Thunder, as was mentioned earlier. Those are fairly loud and fairly easy to see in the sky. Some of your citizens may have noticed our MB-22 Ospreys have already started their training and familiarization flights in the region. Moving to the ground, I believe somebody mentioned Nemesis is coming. I may have heard that once or twice. We also have the Marine Air Defense Integrated System, ELMATIS, which will be part of the Integrated Air Missile Defense Live Fire, and other supporting arms, HIMARS, Stinger, Avenger air defense systems, in addition to some more traditional and standard small arms. It's quite an interesting mix of equipment and quite a capable force we're bringing this year. We're really looking forward to executing alongside the AFP.
One more question before we close, sir.
Sir, sorry, last na lang po. Sir, I'm not sure this is part of Balikatan, but Secretary Heggs has also mentioned about the bilateral exercise between among Special Operations Group in Batanes. If it's not Balikatan, can you maybe give us
Special
Where's the
SOF
part?
is also one of the components that we are training for in Balikatan. So
okay.
it's also part of Balikatan.
So that's the one, sir, that's the Secretary mentioned during his visit? Because that was part of the statement, sir, that there's going to be...
Yeah, I'm not sure because I also briefed Secretary Hexet. I did not go into the specifics of the SOF exercise. Okay.
I think that's it for today. I'd like to thank everyone. Sir, in closing, sir, you have any message from Colonel
Closing
Cooper?
remarks from
Closing
both.
remarks.
On behalf of my commanding general, Lieutenant Colonel Mike Cederholm, I just want to thank the Armed Forces of the Philippines, the government of the Philippines, and most importantly, the people of the Philippines for your hospitality, for inviting us into your country to train alongside you. And I'm looking forward to an outstanding exercise again this year. Marami salamat po.
We are all looking forward to this exercise. This is the, kumbaga, I already said that this is the Super Bowl of all exercises in this part of the region because we have been planning for this ever since 2020 pa rin. So all of this that you're seeing here is a culmination of all of these efforts. What we're looking at here is really an exercise verging into a full battle test, which means we are now treating the exercise as a rehearsal for our defense. And with that, thank you for all your support. See you in the couple days. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.